We're looking at DocuSign here on the weekly chart, and you could see how far we had to zoom out in here to get a previous support. We are trading all the way down here at that 45 handle. We had a little bounce in here off of that $40 handle earlier in the week, but we are ending green. That's coming off of 4 red candles in here where it just seemed like this thing could not get any worse, but a little bit of recovery in here on some decent volume and an oversold RSI this past week. So we're going to see if that is going to start to change things around. Now, right here, this $44 level, that is going to be a level that we have to hold. If we do, then we're going to be forward looking in here to this 47, and then we're going to take a look at the 49, and then this 9-day EMA in here trading at the $52 handle. On the downside in here, if that 44 does not hold this next week, well, then there's really nothing to save us until that $40 handle or this lower trend line right here, which is basically 40 and a half. So more or less, that is going to be key for us. Outside of that, really, we're just going to be looking at nice whole numbers working our way down, because this is going through the past 3 years in here. You can see anything below that $40 handle, there's not a whole lot to save us unless we start going all the way back to basically where this thing had an IPO. So that is what we're looking at in here. $40 handle is going to be key, but it looks like the 44s might hold us on because we had some decent volume this past week and we are still very oversold. So it might be a nice time to get in here and play this thing to the upside. But again, we're going to wait and see what this stock actually does. Now, as far as implied volatility goes, everything's through the roof in here because of this huge down month that we just had in here. 85 of an IV rank. You have an $11 expected move being priced in by this Friday. Next Friday, right around $10. And we do have earnings coming up here in a couple weeks, March 17th after market. So IV is sky high in here. Everybody's expecting a large move. So a $40 stock and you got a $10 expected move. Take that any day of the week. The problem is we just don't know if it's going to be to the upside or downside. It looks like since this green candle right here has a longer, lower wick, it's on some decent volume and the RSIs in our favor. It looks like we might be heading back up here to the good sooner rather than later. But again, we're going to wait and see. But overall, options and everything is pointing to a large expected move with an IV rank in here sitting at 85. Now, as far as our volume goes in here for our options, it's not great. So we do have to kind of take that into consideration. But since we are starting a new expiration cycle in here, everybody might start jumping on those March 6th calls and puts to kind of help us kind of dictate better what sort of an expected move is going to come. So let's see what happens in here. Coming in, DocuSign up on this week. Again, $40 level is going to be key. 44 is going to be key. And we're going to see what happens in here. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.